Hey, Good Sam, this is Pastor Jed. I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled at what God accomplished on Sunday. It was so beautiful to be together. It was so beautiful to continue our series in prayer. It was wonderful having Pastor Ali encourage us, challenge us, help us to develop a deeper prayer life. It was really beautiful to gather around the communion table and be reminded that we all have a seat at the table because of who Jesus is and because of what Jesus has done. Jesus invites us, Jesus calls us into healthy relationships, relationships that are pushing God's kingdom forward. He's asking us to start here with us. What I love is that we are committed to becoming the people that God has called us to be. And this is reflected. It's reflected in the little things, but it's also reflected in the big things. Now, we experienced a big thing on Sunday. We did something that we haven't done in 30 some odd years. We did something that as a pastor I've never been a part of. We adopted a brand new constitution. We welcomed a leadership team model to help lead and guide us as we move into the future. Now, what do the leadership team members do? They do 5 things. They only have 5 priorities. They monitor the overall health of the church. They encourage me and they hold me accountable. Our leadership team, they set strategic and spiritual goals. Our leadership team, they help craft and monitor our budget. And then when crisis occurs, they step right into the middle of that and we resolve crisis the way that God would want us to. And you have said yes to our leadership team moving forward in accomplishing these 5 priorities. What I loved about the conversation was that everyone gathered, everyone listened, everyone spoke their mind. Everyone brought their concerns and their questions, and we had a beautiful conversation. And when it came time to adopt the leadership team model, we raised our hands. Now, not everyone raised their hands, not everyone voted, but that's natural and that's normal. But the way that we did it brought unity to the church. I want to thank you for that. As I'm looking towards the future, I think God has a bright future for us because we can come together and we can do these big things together. On Sunday, I wanted to remind you that we're going to continue to do some of the things that God has been asking us to do from the very beginning, and that's to pray. When the church comes together, there were only 4 things that the church was called to do, and prayer was one of them. So we're continuing our series in the Lord's Prayer. We're asking God to help us to understand what it means that God would not lead us into temptation, but would deliver us from evil. So why would God lead us into temptation? And how does God deliver us from evil? If you're wondering what that's going to be about, then I want to encourage you to come on Sunday. Another thing I want to ask you to do is to think about all the people who are coming here for the first time. We have had so many people who have been here for the first time, or they have been here and they haven't been here for a while. And so you, as a loving, welcoming congregation, can you continue to see these people and welcome them, build relationships, and invite them into relationship and into ministry? That's going to be one of our priorities as we live into the rest of 2023. Welcoming people who are looking for a church family, making them feel at home, and helping them find their gifts and use their gifts to help propel God's kingdom forward. It's a beautiful season. I'm thrilled at what God is doing, and I'm thrilled that you are a part of it. Blessings.